What's up, fellow journeyers? So we are starting off this video in Benbow, KOA, close to the coast of California. We're about to start heading down the 101 and the 1 south. Some epic stuff coming along the way. But those of you who are regulars on the channel might be saying, well, a KOA, you guys are hardly ever at a KOA. And it's not that we are never in a KOA. We've noticed we don't even show it. We just kind of like, because we're relaxing. There's like so much for the kids to do, usually in those areas. Like when the kids have more to do, it takes more off of us, and we usually have better connectivity, we have full hookups, we have all the amenities that, especially on this road trip, we have not had very often. But as we're packing up to leave, I was like, you know what? We need to show this. We need to talk about this, because this is a real struggle of RVing. No, not the KOA itself, but like the balance between the KOA and what we've experienced for the most part on this road trip. How many nights have we had full hookups, Marissa, since we left, I don't know, almost 6 weeks ago?
3?
Yeah, like 3 nights we've had full hookup. 3 plus this, we've had 5 total, I think. You know, we made the choice to leave in this 24-foot Class C. We wanted to get out in nature, stay in nature, see the things that we especially couldn't see in our fifth wheel, or we definitely wouldn't see in a house from Tennessee, and we have done a lot of that. We want to continue to do that. However, we've noticed along the way, we are getting exhausted. 2, 3, 4, definitely 5 weeks in this space, and the pace we have, like if we're not careful, we get worn out. I mean, you can hear right now, like, Marissa just kicked on the hairdryer. Seems like a small thing, but like she wants to be able to, you know, take a shower, fix her hair. But we can't, no full hookups. It's just really hard to do that with the setup we currently have. Have you liked the KOA, Hensley?
I love it.
Wow, why did you love it?
There's lots of fun things for me to do. I like the pool. I like the art place, playground, the basketball court. I love this park.
But I mean, you could drop the kids off and take a break. Just go for a walk, work out, whatever, as adults. And like when we're out in the middle of nowhere with no hookups and pretty much nothing but nature-y things to do, that we're not gonna let our kids just run off. Yeah, we don't get that as often. And that is something real to consider when you're booking out to all these places to go in your RV. Yeah, book a bunch of adventure. But if you're doing it for more than 2 weeks, you do need things like this. That balance is critical for us. And I think sometimes we don't even realize it. We're just like, go, 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 go. We forgot to give ourselves some space, to let everybody kind of do their thing, to have more things around for us to do. And the KOA has been great for that.
There's a great big world to see. It's waiting here for you and me. Let's go. Adventures round the bend. Nothing like we've seen before. Let's get outside and go explore. 'Cause home is here with you, my friend.
I mean, look at this. What do you do with that? That is like, it's like somebody's trying to tie a knot. Oh my goodness. We've already done some of that. That might actually be worse. I think it's actually getting worse as we go. Woo. Oh my goodness. So when it comes to pace, which we have not figured out, by the way. So our pace like totally changes, whether we're in the 40-foot fifth wheel or 24-foot Class C. The problem is we haven't, the Airstream, we kind of did this pace, but we haven't really done this adventurous, fast-paced pace in a long time. So we're trying to feel out what to do. In the first 5 weeks, I would have a 6-8 hour drive day. The next day we'd explore for 6-8 hours. Next day a 6-hour drive. Like, stuff is deceptively tiring, especially in California. And this is why I do time in Google hours instead of miles. Today's like 50 miles, 55 maybe. I mean, the drive time for that is gonna be like 2.5 hours. And then we're gonna stop it, we're eating right now. So we're talking like 3+ hours to go 50 miles today. We gotta account for that. We gotta pace ourselves with that. It's a stressful 3 hours. What's for lunch? Look at our view. It's a U-turn. Literally, you want to see it on the map?
It's with you next to me. Keep traveling on and on and on and on and on. Keep traveling on. Keep traveling on. Keep traveling on. Keep traveling on.
Didn't get too level of a sight, but it looks like a lot of these are sloping like that. And you always want to be, if you can, which is what we got. You want to be on this outside edge of the campground. We're 95, so we're right here. From what I understand, when I looked online at least, I don't see it on this map. I think there's a trail somewhere here that takes you down to the river area. maybe even the ocean. I'm not sure. We'll find out. Let's see how level I can get this thing. I thought about coming in front first. Usually I would do that, but everything here is just screaming for this to be like, you know, the area we walk into. So I did not want the door to be opening on the other side. Well, they just kind of sunk in the ground. I'm gonna pull up just a little bit.
That didn't work.
No, that didn't work. All right, plan B. So in my defense, these Andersons are known for like sinking in the ground when it's soft, which obviously it just rained here. It's soft. Blood gonna go to our heads tonight. Well, I think that's it though.
That's it?
I can't do anything about the Andersons, they're just sinking. So it's really not just travel pace that like wears us out when we're moving around in an RV. And I think in the past we've talked about something that's rarely, if ever, I see talked about on videos. I guess you call it decision fatigue or like decision overload. So it's not just one big thing. So like if it was just one thing, if it was just the drive, you know, I'd probably be okay. If it was just setting up, I'd be okay. If it was just, you know, but most days it's like you've got thing after thing after, and today it's like, okay, well, I guess we're sleeping the opposite direction on our beds tonight because then all the blood will flow to our head if we sleep normally. So it's like there's always, with RVing, there's always something. Something's broken, something's different, something's wrong, you get lost, you make a wrong turn. I almost actually hit a tree right over here. It just takes a split second. And then like one more set of decisions is coming. Now these California state parks are not what I'd call cheap. I think this is like 45 bucks a night, and then you still got your whatever $8 reservation fee on top of that. This is cool though. Here's that path they were talking about.
These are definitely the memories I hope our kids have going on these hikes or on these adventures together. It makes my heart so happy because that's exactly why we started out on this journey over 7 years ago. It's those moments of sitting in the fog, playing card games, just exploring. I mean, I hope these are the memories they have because I know these are the memories that we'll carry with us. We do these travels for our kids, but at the same time, I'm realistic and I know that the kids may not always remember everything because they're little, but at the same time, we have these memories, we carry these memories with us, and I also hope it is just like building this bond between us and our children. They get all this like affection and attention and quality time, and that I know that they will take with them and remember. Don't feel pressure to move at a pace that's not right for you and for your family or for you and your spouse or whatever season of life that you're in.
For us, one thing that's common to here and in the fifth wheel, we like to reserve as much as we can weekends for non-touristy things that are going to be more crowded on the weekends. So we try to check out as much as we can during the week, on the weekends, which that's when we had the KOA, you know, Friday night, Saturday night. We're sitting around the campground. We love having a campground that has things to do at the campground. Physically, you don't even have to like get in the Jeep and even go anywhere. We can just enjoy our weekend there and not fight crowds anywhere. I think that has helped with the pace. That helps save a lot of time. And if you have the flexibility to do that, like, why not do that? How'd you sleep? We were kind of slanted a little bit last night.
What do you mean?
Start going to the bathroom, you'll just end up running into the door if you're not careful. How much of this stuff are you putting in, Marissa?
2 tablespoons or teaspoons per
8 ounces.
For the party. Don't have a party. I'm supposed to read that.
Yeah, that's disgusting. We're used to
We can stop at a coffee
grinding
shop.
our own beans, and we're not coffee snobs, but we used to do instant coffee.
I smell like poop.
You smell like poop? Well, that's not good.
So you can see like this in 1920 was a trash pit. Like they would just throw their trash out into the ocean. But over the years, all the glass bottles became glass beach.
Oh, I do.
Step down.
I'm going down the beach.
Yep, we're going down. Here we go.
I I've never seen this much sea glass in my life. Literally all the sand grains.
Look at this. I had read if you dig, it's all under there.
Oh, wow.
Look.
A sea glass there. I've never seen blue sea glass before.
Look at that.
It's a lot of sea glass.
I mean, I've seen pictures and everybody's like, oh, so much of it's already gone because everybody's coming and taking it. But still, this is beautiful. This is so cool. What nature can do, that this was trash and now it's something so beautiful, you know? Look at all those greens.
Oh, that sea glass there.
What color is it?
That's green.
Yeah, just picture like a dump truck just dumping the trash, I don't know, right here or whatever. Nature took over. Yes, I think a common question or struggle when it comes to travel, whether you're going just a week or two or if you're going months or years or whatever, is like this constant question of, do we book everything out and then not have any flexibility, or do we like not book things at all and have extreme flexibility? But in truth, neither one of those, I think, has the best amount of flexibility. If you're totally rigid and fixed and not willing to move around plans, then there's not a lot of flexibility. What if you meet somebody who wants to caravan? What if you realize you get to a place and it's just not what you thought it'd be? What if you get to a place and it's epic and you can't stay longer? So I think for us, we're always finding that flow in the middle between those two. Today, I mean, Hensley's stomach's hurting. JJ had to poop while we're here on the beach. But like with kids especially, there's days where Marissa has this list of things she wanted to do today on a more of a micro level, and we're just not gonna get to all those. It's not gonna happen. It took us longer than we thought to find this spot. The kids are being kids. So what we do to be flexible, two things probably. Sometimes we'll actually overlap reservations, and then like if they have friendly cancellation or modification policies, and then we'll kind of cancel or modify them as we get close, as we figure out what we're gonna do. I don't know what this means, but but that's probably one tip. And the second tip, we just realized we're not gonna get to it all. There's going to be, it doesn't matter if we book 2 weeks or a month some places, you're not going to get to it all. So we just try to prioritize what's most important. This is one of Marissa's top things for this area, so we want to make sure we do this first. And then we just have to let some things go. We tell ourselves, next time we're back, we're going to do that.
I think they're babies.
Yeah, there's some babies out there.
Look at this. Do you see this sea arch over here?
Oh, it's an arch?
Yeah.
Cool.
Isn't that pretty?
Wow. I love the color of this water. Yeah. Wow. Look at that view, Hensley. There's another arch right there.
This headlands trail goes all the way around the headland, about 3 to 4 miles. We're at a couple different things. It's just an incredible view all the way around of just bluffs and wildflowers and sea arches and wildlife. It is just incredibly beautiful. It is an amazing trail, stroll. It's just, this is an awesome trail.
There's only one thing I know. The best is yet to come. Are you ready or not? Ready or not? Are you ready or not? The best is yet to come. Are you ready or not? Ready or not? Are you ready or not? Deep in my heart, touching the stars, holding on oh so tightly. Making my plans, taking a chance, leaving it all behind me. Never the same, riding my way, turning my.
So what's it like to drive the one so far? It's bumpy. It is paved. It's narrow. There's no shoulder. The big thing is the curves. Well, it's not just curves. It's curves that are like 10% grade up with hairpin turns, 10% grade down with hairpin turns. So I mean, I honestly, for me, and this is just my personality, I don't like holding people up. So I think that's part of what's most stressful for me. Like right now, there's nobody behind me. When people get behind me, so you're always looking for these little turnouts they have where you can take the turnout, let people go by. So it's just, it's all a little dance. It would be super stressful in anything probably longer than like 30 feet. You could do it. I'm not saying you couldn't do it, but any rig, especially a trailer of any sort, longer than 30 feet, pretty stressful. But we're doing it. We're doing this thing. It is beautiful. I'm glad that we chose north to south. We got Marissa's getting all the good views over here. And as if this isn't stressful enough, like you've got people running, and having bicycles on this. You can slam on your brakes, but that's not really safe either because you got people coming behind you on a curve. So like you're passing people, it can get stressful. So we made it to Doran. We're not sure how to say it. I meant to ask. It was 3 Google hours to get here, but we knew it'd be a long day, and it was. We had to make some extra stops along the way, so it probably pushed us more like 5 hours today instead of 3 that Google said. It's not a hard rule. Most of our rules are just guidelines, but the 4-hour rule is what I call it. We put this in place because sometimes we find ourselves just exhausted, and we didn't know why. Well, it turns out a lot of times it's because we're doing like full day excursions or full day drives, like back to back to back to back. Finally, I said, look, if we do a full day excursion, the next day needs to be 4 hours or less. So yesterday we explored about 4 hours. Again, it's not a hard rule. Yesterday was 4 to 5 hours. Today, 5 hours. Tomorrow is gonna be a long day probably of exploring. Hopefully the next day after that will be 4 hours or less. It doesn't always work out that way, but at least I've communicated that. We at least talk about it. And so when it comes to pace, that's something to consider if you feel worn out. It might be because you're doing too much every day and you need some sort of a limit on how long you're out exploring or how long you're driving, because long drive days can take a lot out of you. This took a lot out of me today. That was quite the drive. Look at that view. Well, the door needs to be over here to our picnic table, though, right? You will like wedge it in there and get both? Try to do both.
Are you ready or not? Ready or not? Are you ready or not? The best is yet to come. Are you ready or not? Ready or not? Are you ready or not? The best is yet to come.
So it's probably not as cold as I'm making it look this morning. However, it is not warm here. And we'd heard that about the coast. Like it's maybe, I don't know, it's a little bit cooler than some of the other places in California. And you've got, I think really it comes down to the breeze. You've got this cool breeze coming off the ocean. But this is still a really cool spot because we have got not one water view. This is the bay over here. We actually have 2 water views because from our window we can also see the Pacific Ocean. Yesterday we had a pretty long day, longer than we thought we would have. So a little bit tired from that. So today, taking it easy. We're just, that's part of the thing. If you can get into these really cool campgrounds, the campground can be the destination. So we spent some time at the beach this morning. Kids have explored out here some. And then we're about to go grab some lunch in town and meet some of our good friends. So that's it for today. Fast pace. Ready to go get something to eat? Ready?
Oh, so ready. So we have no idea why or when this even started, but I mean, this goes back to when we had the van and the Airstream. Every time we would get in, our Bluetooth would start playing this Living in Aluminum song. And here we are, like, how many years later is this? Like 5 years later? Which is super cool if you listen to the words.
It's a cool song. No song is cool for hundreds of times.
Oh, and it just stays on repeat too. It's again. So a lot of people, when they recommend this area, they recommend the clam chowder. So I'm so excited because we got a lot of recommendations to do Spud Point Crab Company. Well, we have some friends that we met. Originally, we met them off Team Journey. Absolutely love Team Journey. Love connecting with that community there. Would love for you to join us. We've met some of our best friends there, but we met them in the Northeast. They visited us in our home state of Tennessee, and now we get to visit them in their home state of California, and they are bringing their favorite in the area. They like the clam chowder from Tides, and I said, well, let's get both. You get Tides, we'll go get Spud, and we will compare the 2 clam chowder. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see our friends, and I'm excited to eat some clam chowder. Manhattan style.
Yep.
And this is the world famous, award-winning New England style.
So this is from here? Are they both from here?
Yes, and then this is their favorite.
Tides.
And then Spuds. We're gonna compare here.
It's hot.
They good? That's good. That's creamy.
It's good stuff.
So here's the Spuds. Oh, I do. I can see the garlic too.
It's a garlicky flavor, more of a garlicky flavor. It's the Manhattan style red clam chowder.
Why don't you then?
It's different. It's a more marinara type tasting.
So marinara, garlicky, and
Creamy.
creamy. There we go. So not
Yeah.
right or wrong, just your preference. I know I'm not gonna. That's not gonna be mine. I think I like the creamy better. We did that with our friends from Team Journey, Dave and Val. They brought in some clam chowder from another place here locally, and we compared the two, which I think I like theirs a little better, actually. And then we went and got some taffy afterward. So we did leave this area, but it was just really hard to piece everything together with the wind and everything going on. This is beautiful, and apparently other times of the year, maybe it's not quite as windy. But the pace today, totally a chill pace, because yesterday was a lot of hairpin turns. From what we understand, one of the sketchier areas of one from what we did.
It was spectacular, though.
Oh yeah, it was gorgeous. We
But
love
I
it.
even
We love it. It
I
just
even
wears me.
held on as a passenger.
I know when it's getting sketch. I look over and Marissa's like grabbing the you
oh
got
no
the,
handle.
You got the chicken bar. I think we called it when I was little.
We called it the oh no handle.
The oh no handle. Our pace, this video has been kind of hectic and back and forth, but there's good news. We have done a lot of the research for you, and we actually have our own travel maps that we create for a lot of these road trips, a lot of these routes we've done over the years, and we share those on teamjourney.com with our community there. If you want to check that out, teamjourney.com. That is one of the perks that we have with our community, not to mention everybody's working together to help with their own routes over there as well. Well, until next video, we will catch you guys later.